Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about a topic that I feel quite strongly about, given that I am a teacher and obviously studying nutrition and just trying to lead a really healthy lifestyle. It's about the impact of a high-fat diet on the adolescent brain. Now, obviously this would apply to an adult brain as well, but the reason why it is so important for our younger children and our teenagers to be eating good quality food is because their brains are still developing, and they actually our brains are only fully developed as an adult, especially the part of our brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain which is for memory, problem solving, making good decisions, social interaction. So that part of our brain that's the most important is what we call under construction when they're teenagers, and what they eat has a major impact on how that part of the brain develops, which you can imagine has major implications for them as an adult. So how does that work? Well, we have a protein in our brain which is responsible for it helps the synapses, which is the messaging system in our brain, to work well and to work effectively. So when these signals are sent through our brain, we want them to be working at a fast rate so that we can actually function as we were intended to. But what ends up happening is, as we're adding that high-fat food into our diet, that protein is actually depleted, so that the fat depletes that protein, which then slows everything down. So you can imagine for somebody who's going to school every day, going and studying, that brain is constantly under construction, and if they're not eating what they should be, and if they're not eating quality food, that construction is not going to look very good by the time it's complete as an early adult. So I'm trying to put it in as simple terms as possible to get you to understand that it's not just, and I think this is where people go so wrong, is that they worry, oh, but having a high-fat diet is just on what we look like. It's the internal that's really being affected, and our children are suffering with learning difficulties and behaviour problems, and we're looking for quick fixes, and we're looking for ways of how we can try and accommodate for them and that kind of thing. But my concern is how many of us are actually looking at just what choices they're making and what they're eating. And I'm not saying that a one size fits all for everybody, but I am saying that please look at what we are giving our children before we start labeling them, because we have that responsibility as parents, as teachers, to educate our children, to show them what are good choices. And at the end of the day, by the time they become a teenager and a young adult, they've got to make those decisions. But knowing that we have imparted that knowledge onto them and given them the education that they deserve, then that's a good thing for us. So as we know, they're growing up, especially our high schoolers. Their calorie needs are increased as a result of their physical changes that are happening in their bodies. So their appetites are huge. And that's why they are inclined to go for those high-fat foods, because it does leave you feeling full, but for a short space of time. And before you know it, then you're hungry again and you're searching for that next fix. And that is the problem. When we start filling our bodies with good quality proteins and carbohydrates, we feel that sense of fullness, but it's for a longer period of time. It also allows us to feel more alert. So that's what we're wanting for our children when they're going to school every single day. We're wanting them to be alert. We're wanting them to be switched on, as a result of good quality food that they're eating, and knowing that it's not only for the here and now, but it's for the long term, which they don't see right now. That's the reality of teenagers for you. They don't think about the long term, and that's our job. That's our mandate, I guess. Is to help them to make those decisions now, so that when they get there, they'll understand and they'll go, oh, thank you, Mum, or thank you, Dad, or whoever it is that's helping them along the way. So please stay tuned. Throughout the month of March, I'm making it a healthy choices month, and I'm going to be doing a bit of a water challenge as part of that. But in that process, I will be sharing more videos, more tips, hop onto my Instagram as well, KirstyStewart_fitness. And on there, I'm always sharing ideas, good choices that we can make. So there are lots of options available for us. We've just got to do a little bit of the homework. But the long-term benefit for our children is you can't put a price on that or a time on that either. So please stay tuned and let's make some good choices.